Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. First of all, happy Thanksgiving again to those of you who are celebrating today. I hope you all have a happy and peaceful time, and thinking of you all. And we're going to leave those in Montecito, those allegedly in Montecito, alone today. We'll leave them in peace. I'm going to focus today on the Princess of Wales, who's coming back into circulation slowly, apparently back full-time next year, we hope. But I have the Lightseers Tarot on the tarot table for this first reading, and I'm looking at a very sad story today, actually, and that is the very sad death of Liz Hutton, who passed away yesterday at the age of 17 from cancer. She was the budding photographer. He was invited, she'd written her bucket list, and she was invited to Windsor Castle to photograph Prince William at an investiture, and then she was invited to a side room for a surprise, and the surprise was meeting the Princess of Wales, who was not quite ready to come back into public life but did want to meet with her, and they spent some time together. And quite an emotional statement released today by Kensington Palace to honour a very lovely young girl who was described by her family in very beautiful words, including, they said about her, that she flew high until the end. Very emotional. I'm feeling emotional as I'm thinking about it. It's a little bit off the beaten track for a royal reading, but I want to see how the Princess of Wales is feeling about this. I just want to check in with her, basically, because also we know that she is missing the state banquet when the Emir of Qatar is being honoured on a state visit, and that's next week. She is participating in a carriage ride, 2 horse guards, but she's not going to be wearing a tiara and appearing at the state banquet. Doesn't seem quite ready for that. And of course, she is busy with her Christmas carol service that I think they're recording a few days later, so probably doesn't want to push herself too much. But we're going to have a little look at that as well. And then in the next reading, we're going to be looking at the story of the tiara, because there's some rumours and some rumbles around that. So we'll leave that for next one. Quick little reading now. Just check in with the Princess of Wales, with Catherine, and see how she's doing. And I'm sure very emotional at the moment, and also why maybe she's missing that banquet, and how she's going to be going forward into 2025. It's a year ago that things in her world got really serious, and that they started to realize she would need surgery, not knowing what the surgery was going to reveal about her. So it's probably extra emotional for her right now. So we're going to just have a quick look. I just need to warm these cards up. Haven't used them for a while. They are jumping. There's Prince William, the King of Cups. He's showing himself. Yeah, I need to shuffle him back in, apparently. So we'll do that, and then we'll get to it and see how they are doing. I know it's an emotional time for a lot of people. A lot of people have had very difficult years for whatever reason, and natural disasters as well for a lot of people. It's just a time to reflect and take stock. I'm going to be doing that myself when I finally crawl to the end of the big work that I've got. Take myself off for a few days. There's Justice. That's a balancing card, a very harmonious card. It's contemplating. It's the scales in Egyptian mythology, of course, the feather and your heart, and you're weighed for your life well lived, and upright. It's a life well lived. She was 17, Liz Hutton, but she lived possibly more of a life than many people live who are given their full 4 years and 10 3 years and 10. Sorry, it is now 4 years and 10. That was a Freudian slip, but it was quite on it, because life expectancy for most people has really gone up dramatically. Not for her, but that's a life well lived, that she will be balanced, and she will be honored for the life that she led. That's what that justice energy is telling me. So Let's see the situation. We don't need to bang on about that. The situation is the Page of Wands in reverse. It's disappointing news, sad news. A spark gone out. It's a young energy, so it's a young woman. And that spark snuffed out early that we're dealing with here. And someone who was very light-filled when she was present. And in reverse, obviously, again, quite obvious, don't need to bang on about it. How is Catherine coming to her now? How is she feeling just generally? I do like to check in with her every now and then. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a card of illness. It's normally a very negative card in the sense of it can portray quite negative behavior, in the sense of being cowardly or ghosting people or running away or taking things that aren't yours and that kind of a thing. But it has illness aspect to it as well, and possibly feeling that she somehow got away with something that this young girl didn't, and feeling quite guilty about it. We haven't actually got to how she's feeling about this specific situation. This is just in general, how is she doing? And there's a lot of guilt in that energy for me, that she is among the survivors, and this young woman is not. And so it's not a happy energy. It's a difficult energy. So she's still going through it. And for those haters out there, and there are plenty of them still, even if there's 5 of them and they replicate in strange and wonderful ways, strange and not so wonderful ways, the hate that's aimed at someone who has genuinely gone through an incredibly difficult time. And I can see that. I read energy, and I forgot to say my disclaimer. I don't think it's very important right now, but you know, the usual disclaimer, tarot and opinion, and disclaimer in the box below and all of that. She's really, from every reading that I've done on her since we heard that she was in hospital, it's been dark energy. It's been difficult energy. We see glimmers of light, but this is difficult energy for her. And so, how does she feel about this particular situation with Liz Hutton? And yeah, we got the Star in reverse, and the Star is a card of faith and hope and healing, and it's in reverse. So there is the battle lost. And I'm sure that she spent some time, she's apparently become quite religious as a result of what she has gone through personally. I'm sure she's spent some time praying for a miracle, hoping for a miracle, wishing for something like that to happen, and it hasn't. And this is a card of real despair when the Star is in reverse. It is very intense energy, and possibly it's one of the reasons why she's not going to the event, the state banquet, because I'm sure that they were kept quite closely informed of what was going on with Liz. I know that they were trying to celebrate Christmas early because they knew the end was coming. They didn't quite make it, the family. Very, very, very sad. And yeah, she's felt this really intensely. So, reasons for not going to the state banquet. She's doing the carriage drive, of course. She just has to sit in the carriage and wave, and then she can disappear. There is the carriage, the chariot. We're asking reasons why she's not going to the banquet. That's the actual question of the card. Well, she's doing the carriage drive, and that's enough. I know those things are hellish uncomfortable. Apparently, I've never been in one, and I'm very certain that I will never go in a state carriage waving to the crowd. But she's doing that, and that is enough. And she will be doing it with Prince William. They will be there doing the procession, doing all that pomp and circumstance that's needed to be done. State banquet. I think those things drag on for hours. You've got to sit and make chit-chat to people. and sit upright and look interested and all of that. Probably exhausting at the best of times. She's giving it enough. She's giving it her all for that carriage drive, and then that's it. She's home, tucked into bed early and with the kids, and getting ready for her jingle bells. So I think it's all fine. There's nothing sinister in there. Nothing at all. Although we are going to look at the Tiara Gate, that the sugars are trying to stir up Tiara Gate 2, I'm calling it. Anyway, how's she going to be doing going forward? I'm always nervous when I ask these questions, but I do like to check in and just see what's going on. How's she going to be doing? I've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. She still isn't through it. We're getting there, because the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who's free, who's liberated, who's independent, who's... Pentacles are earth, your body, your energy, not your energy in terms of inspiration or libido or any of those kinds of energies, just your strength, your endurance. Earth signs are about endurance and being grounded, and she's not quite there yet. I think that she's on her way to getting there. And we've seen that energy that she's showing there is very much the energy of the video that they put out a few months ago, to celebrate the fact that she was through her treatment and didn't have to suffer any more of that long recovery period after that kind of treatment. Changes life, changes your body, changes your energy, changes all kinds of things that somebody like old Mudslide Meg and her minions wouldn't know or wouldn't appreciate, because I don't think personally, I'm not aware that she's really been around anyone who's been through any form of serious illness. I don't think she has. Off the top of my head, don't know. It's not something that I've read around her or heard around her, rumor, chat, all that kind of stuff. She doesn't know. So it's coming, but it's not quite there yet. Are we there yet? No, we're not quite there yet. That's why she's conserving her energy next week and focusing it on something that she really wants to do, rather than having to remember which knife and fork to use at a state banquet with a very heavy or uncomfortable tiara on her head. I'm sure those things are really uncomfortable. That's just my view of them. They look fabulous, but my head hurts when I look at those women wearing them, like my feet hurt when I see them going around in those high shoes. But that's just me, and common old peasant me. And so that's my view of the situation. Yeah, she's feeling it. She's feeling guilty. She's very disappointed that it happened like this. But knows that there is a soul, pure soul, life well lived, doing her duty with Prince William, all good, giving as much as she can give, because she's still conserving her energy. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.